Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Hey there, this is Chris Pirillo, right down here in the window. I'm doing a screen capture using iShowU from ShinyWhiteBox.com. And I'm showing you my new WordPress theme, which I paid for the development of, and it was just completed the other day. Now, the reason why I'm showing it off is, well, not only because I think it's great, but because I'm going to be releasing it as a free premium theme very soon. The title of this WordPress theme is called WicketPixie. Now, I've already made some modifications to the core theme, including the insertion of advertising and certain other niceties that I wanted in my personal blog theme. Now, the reason why I think you're going to be interested in this particular theme is it's not just a regular old WordPress theme. Certainly, it's been optimized for the latest version of WordPress at this point in time, which is WordPress 2.5.1. But you'll notice a few other things that are in here, but you'll only notice them as you dive deeper. The first thing you may notice is in the header, there's my title, and then right to the right of it, it's my latest Twitter, my latest tweet, and then my avatar that is associated with that. As I scroll down here on the front page, it shows me the latest post. I've embedded my live video, other new posts, my latest YouTube videos, and latest Flickr photos. So, where it gets interesting is on the Social Me page. This is almost like an aggregator of sorts. What I can do with this theme and its configuration tool is automatically import the activities that I take part in throughout the web. So whether it's my other blogs on lockergnome.com, all my Twitters, where I'm getting mentioned throughout the blogosphere, my Wikipedia page, Technorati mentions, so on and so forth. In fact, you'll notice here in the sidebar all my profiles. These are my social profiles that I input into WordPress, specifically through the tool that was built for the WicketPixie theme. So I've got a link off to my Delicious page, my coupons page, my Amazon wish list, my iTunes podcast, friend feed, Flickr, Facebook, MySpace, PhotoBucket, Picasa, StumbleUpon, Vimeo, Vidler. It just goes on and on and on. Oh yes, including YouTube. And this is where WicketPixie gets interesting as a blog theme, because not only are you able to keep a track of all your social media content, not only is that social media content paginated, so I can scroll down, press the More button, and then it'll go back as far as the feeds can reach. This is a way to let your friends keep track of what you've done on any particular day. And you can include any item that has a feed associated with it inside your, what I'm calling Social Me, based on your social profiles, which I'll show you how to configure. But there's another really cool feature of the WicketPixie theme, and that's something that I call Faves. This is another page, and on here you can insert pretty much any website and web feed, and it'll aggregate it on a single page. So by default, it'll come with my blog, LockerGnome, our coupons, latest digs, Delicious, Reddit, Fark, Mix, StumbleUpon, and I added Ponzi here below. And don't worry, I will show you how to add this stuff and how simple it actually is. Now you might notice that I've got a few extra tabs open here because I've got to potentially flush the WordPress cache, because I'm going to show you some changes and I need to flush the cache so that you can see them right away. I've also got the live video page, if you hadn't already noticed, that has been put into the same template with various changes. This page is not actually sitting inside of WordPress, but the template was flexible enough that I could use other things, use it with other pages. And there's a little subscribe link with RSS feeds where you can add me, including an email. And if you missed it, it's also throughout the blog. Of course, I'm logged in as an administrator, so that's why I have that top blue menu up there. Alright, so let's say you don't like this wood background, and you don't like the colors, and you don't like the font, and you want to make it your own. Well, if you didn't notice, on my live video page, I had a different kind of background. As you scroll down, you'll see that it stays fixed. But you probably want your own, right? Well, WicketPixie comes with its own options page for the theme. So you can change the background color to anything, really, and it's got a nice little pull-down menu, so you can choose one of the pre-optimized colors, or choose your own. You can change the background image to anything that comes with it, including wood backgrounds, or you can choose to have no background image. You can choose how it repeats, if it does it all, if it stays fixed, or if it scrolls. You can change the body font family, or the headings font family, independent of one another. You can change the logo text color, and since I went with a white background, I'm going to change the logo text color to hot pink. And my status color, let's go black, see how that looks. Of course, I'm using Safari here, but it should work with any browser. I can change my titles or content headings and the colors. So I can choose to use, let's see here, let's go orange. Let's go purple for the sidebar heading colors, and then the content link colors. We can go red for the content links, and in the sidebar, we can choose to make them a deep blue. You have the option to show author avatars or show author information on the posts. Save changes, or if you don't like what you've done, you could reset the style options. So let's save changes and show you how simple it is. So now, you will notice here, this is the way it looks right now. I'm going to flush the WordPress cache. This is a plugin you can download to help make your WordPress blog run a lot faster if you didn't know. It's been flushed. So now I'm going to hit refresh on my blog, and you'll notice it's completely changed. Well, not completely, but certainly the background's gone. And I've got a hot pink name, and well, you know, it's not perfect, but as I said, it's relatively easy to change these design elements. Unfortunately, that's about all you can configure inside the WicketPixie options panel. I'm going to reset the style options, delete the cache, and then refresh the front page again, just to show you how simple it was to change the overall look and feel of your site. So, that is the design options page for WicketPixie. Now, you're probably wondering, well, Chris, how do you get all of these various social sources in here? How did you populate the profile list? How did you get the little icons next to all of these social profiles? Well, that's part of the program, the application that was developed. In the Manage section of WordPress, with WicketPixie installed, you should see a WicketPixie Sources section. This is where you can manage your sources. It may be a social network, a website or a blog, or maybe images. You see here, I've got a list of all of those sources. And I can go in and edit, delete, or reset any one of these social sources. Or, if I wanted to, I could add a new source of social information. So let's just say, for argument's sake, I wanted to add another one of my blogs, but let's just pretend this is just another one of my blogs. So I enter the title, where that profile would be found, like, for instance, my Flickr account, specifically where people would be able to find me on Flickr. In this case, I'm just filling out my blog URL. And then profile feed URL. So where does my feed sit? And you can see I've added things before. I believe it sits here. I can choose to add it to the activity stream, that is the social me section, or use it for status updates. So instead of having a Twitter account or having the Twitter at the top of the page, I could use any new post from this particular source in there. Now what is this? It's a blog, and then I save the source. It will then show up here in this list with the title, linking off to the profile. There's the link to the feed, the type of site it is, if I include it in the activity stream, edit, delete, and flush. It's very, 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 very simple. And if you screw everything up, you can always delete the sources. Unfortunately, there's no import or export option. I ran out of budget before that could be created. This took a long time to develop, but it's very, very cool. This list, you saw how simple it was. The title, the link for your profile, and then the feed URL will automatically populate, potentially, your social section, your activity stream, also called a social graph, as well as populate your profiles list. So, for instance, I have a Facebook account, so I've got that linked there, but I don't really have a general Facebook feed that I want to share with everybody, so I didn't include it inside of the activity stream. I didn't even include an RSS feed. It's quite configurable. And yes, all of those icons right here in the My Profiles link or right along the side of the activity stream or the social me section, your social graph, are automatically pulled in from the website's fave icon. Now, if the website doesn't have a fave icon, it just uses the generic RSS icon, or feed icon, if you will. So, let's go over to the Faves page once again. I believe I was here before I jumped off to the live page. You configure your faves in much the same way as you can configure your sources. But these are, of course, going to show up on your faves page. By default, you're going to have a good list of links to start with, and you can just add more as you go along, ad hoc. So when you want to add a new fave to that page, all you have to do is give it a title, and then tell it where the feed URL happens to be. Now, if you don't know where a feed URL is for any particular website, check your browser. If you're using Safari, and you're on a page that has an RSS feed, you'll see that RSS populates on the right-hand side, just like Firefox. And Internet Explorer will highlight an RSS or a feed icon somewhere in the toolbar. Of course, I'm obviously not using Internet Explorer. The point is, you could use any feed on your faves page and any feed on your social media page, or social me page, if you will. Now, how do you, once this has been downloaded, how do you create these pages? The first thing you'll need to do is write a new page. So manage pages, or write pages, or write a new page, sorry, which if you've used WordPress before, you know how to do it. You're writing a new page, give it a title, give it a permalink, give it an introduction, and then after you've added WicketPixie, you use the activity stream page template. Now this is specifically for my social me page. You know that I also created a second page, the Faves page, gave it a URL, a permalink if I wanted to edit it, gave it an introduction, scrolled down, and chose the Faves page template. I also set the order, so the further right I wanted it to go in the menu, the higher number I gave it as a page. And really, that is about it. Now, I've about it just today, really introducing it to a greater community of users, kind of explaining a little bit more about what I was doing and why this is absolutely different from the average WordPress theme. Not only is it easily configurable, but it does offer you a tool set that you just can't really get anywhere else. So here is that blog post. Now, I've optimized it for ads, further reading, tags, categories. We support gravatars in the comments thread. And I can change it at any given time. I am considering, too, doing something else. I'm considering offering 2 downloads. One that is a bare bones version of this particular blog template. And 2, the one that you pretty much see living on my website minus all of my specific information. So the templates that I've tweaked include different options for advertising and different layout options, just because I wanted to use it for the optimization. By default, the template comes with the area where you can insert banners, but it's not necessarily optimized, and it would take a little bit more tweaking. But the onus would be on you then, if you downloaded the version that was live on my site, to go in and change all of my information to yours. So for instance, on the home page, you'd obviously want to embed your live video feed, or you would want to include your YouTube videos, or your Flickr ID photos. There's a lot of options sitting in here. And of course, this is just version 1.0. It took quite a while to complete. And if I go into the presentation section, or the design section as it's now called, you'll see that I funded it on behalf of LockerGnome, but the theme was actually developed by Matt Brett, and the application that's running all the cool fancy stuff on the back end was developed by Chris J. Davis. The wood backgrounds were by Barthelme Design, and there's Matt's website. You can see why I wanted to work with him. And there's Chris's website, the other Chris. He says, "Oh, I didn't even see this. The project that I worked with Matt Brett on the last month has finally hit the interwebs. It was rocking good time to work with Matt. I think we were both pretty proud of what we produced for Chris Pirillo. It was fun and odd all at the same time to be working with WordPress again. It's been over a year since I've done anything with it really, but you know that what they say about bikes and remembering how to ride them. Go check it out. The site looks great and has some pretty cool functionality to boot." And I'm sure Matt is just as happy with it. Like I said, it took a long time to do. But I want you to download it as soon as it's available. And if you're interested in helping kind of push it out, I don't really have a Creative Commons license for it yet. Attribution certainly is what I'm requesting. If you can help kind of manage the development of it, or the further design or tweakability of it, I definitely want to integrate more services and functionality out of the box, including better ad management, different kinds of templates, different kinds of optimizations that I may have already made in a loose sense, but since I made changes directly to the template, which would include my own ad codes, it's not very easy for me to release that as a WordPress theme, at least without the caveat of saying that you may have to change it yourself. There's nothing else out there like this. It's called WicketPixie, and most likely when it's ready for release, probably in a few weeks, for free, you will be notified. I mean, you'll be watching my blog, and you'll always be able to find the permanent link for more information under the social media WordPress theme link that's likely going to be in the footer of the theme, which should remain there under my the license that I'm requesting. And you will also be able to find it likely somewhere on either in the menu or somewhere on the front page that says download this theme, potentially on the social me page. You will see a link. If you want to get your own social graph, download this theme for WordPress for free. Now, the reason why it's free is because I'm requesting donations. If you didn't notice, on the design options page, on the sources management page, and the Faves management page, off to the right-hand side, there's currently a chip-in widget that's kind of asking for donations. Whatever value you think this theme provides to you, just donate that, even if it's $1. As soon as I reach a certain mark, I will be able to start developing further if I'm not able to find other people to kind of develop it with me without necessarily having to pay for the development. Certainly I'm interested in talking to anybody who's interested in what I'm doing here for version 1.0. I've also got links here for what I use and recommend. These are affiliate links, you must note. There's the WicketPixie announcements thread, and then if you want to follow me on any of those social networks, I've got direct links off to here. The good news is that each of these is controlled by an RSS feed. So as new things come in, or I recommend new things, you'll find out here through the configuration pages, each one of them. It's kind of a neat way of keeping all the WicketPixie fans completely up to date. So I've got to thank everybody involved with WordPress, from stem to stern to make this all possible. If you're using WordPress on your own, you'll be able to download this theme real soon. Stay tuned. I just wanted to get this screencast out there to kind of explain a little bit more about what was going on. I probably didn't even cover it all. It's kind of exciting to be able to do something like this. And the hope is too, if LockerGnome continues to use WordPress MU in the future, this theme will likely be ported over to it. But since I don't know much about WordPress MU in general, I don't have the ability to port this over to our current structure for LockerGnome.com. And LockerGnome.com, by the way, is a place where you're going to be able to come and blog and hopefully have tools like this with even a greater degree of ease at your disposal, including the ability to make money with blogging. That's one of the reasons why I'm starting down the path of kind of creating these themes that will help people connect with their network, as well as give them like a social nexus point It's not just a blog, it's everything about you, what you've done on any particular day, where you exist elsewhere on the web, what you're interested in. I mean, this is everything. So anyway, there's WicketPixie, and until next time, we'll see you later.